and welcome back to Arcane Recovery, our after talk show where we talk about all the kind of crazy things or our favorite things that have happened in the past 2 episodes, which was episode 33 and episode 34. Just to give a quick recap of what those 2 things were, obviously you've listened to them, hopefully by now, but for the rest of us, it's been about a month since we filmed one of these, and we just filmed 34 yesterday. So 33 was our big fight in the caverns where you had discovered, where you found elves, extinguished rekindles, as well as gnomes. So we saw that entire fight there. And in episode 34, we saw as all of you made it out of Glint, made your way over to the Otharis district, talked with Quentin Blade, put together all of the puzzle pieces, and eventually got to have an audience with the Mistral Assembly, as half of you went over down to lead and help Quentin Blade lead his Ultharis troops down into the caverns beneath Glint itself, eventually ending with an outbreak from the prison with this ginormous projection across the city claiming that they wanted LGPI's heads.
On a platter.
Yeah, could you actually imagine someone just listens to Arcane Recovery and it's like, okay, done. That's all I need to know. And it goes to the next episode.
Yeah, just like, what the hell?
Oh, have you ever watched the things where it's like just watching the previously ons for an entire series?
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Yeah, going back
hilarious.
through and like making commentary on it. Is that what you're talking about?
No, like someone would be like, I've never seen this series. I'm just going to watch the previously on portions of
Ooh.
the
Oh, that's
episode.
fascinating.
That's really neat. I really like that.
That's crazy.
But as we begin to recover, folks, the easier question to begin, what was one of your favorite moments from the past 2 episodes? I'm sure there were many.
There were many. I'm ready.
Nick?
Oh, Nick's ready.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I want to say for episode 33, Lycan casting Earthbind. That
Oh.
was
That was a very-
as another fellow DM, knowing what the capabilities are of our little monster friend. That was the clutch move that saved everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was very clutch.
I feel like at some point you should tell the people about the play test you guys did. Maybe after.
Oh yeah, no,
Maybe
you're
after.
so right.
we definitely could do that
Amazing.
after everyone says their
Yeah,
Yeah.
stuff.
I'll give you a play-by-play.
Heath, do you have one?
My favorite moment was in episode 34, the moment where Brian was doing the persuasion speech to get people to give help for or extra proficiency for Uxidor, and just the fact that speech happened in the zone of truth, which Brian had failed, so he had to tell the truth. So that's everything that Brian believed, all of that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That's his
that
truth.
was good.
It was a very, I think for me as a DM, it was a very awesome time to see Jake get to play. Well, I think Jake did it phenomenally.
Agreed.
So it was a very transformative moment for that character. A very vulnerable moment for that character to say that in front of all of the law, basically.
Yeah. I think it was such a fun crew that went there, like Brian and Lycan and Elxdor representing. Like that's what an interesting team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I think it's just like the large range of the
Values
squad
and
Yeah.
experiences.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely. Jake, do you have a favorite moment?
Finally unleashing the visitant.
Yes.
being
Hell
able
yeah.
to use
Everyone's
it.
taking my moment. I was like, uh-oh.
I
don't know if I have any left.
I really like the visual of breaking free from Sig and then please,
And eventually,
I can't find
like
I can't find the
swooping past
keyhole.
everyone.
Yeah, it would be really cool cinematically.
It's gonna be sick.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing picture.
When we animate it.
When we animate it, yeah.
get a movie.
I can't wait.
Coming to theaters near you.
Yeah.
My favorite is back in 33 as well, whenever around the Earthbind moment with Lycan, but I liked whenever you were trying to like calm him at one point. You were trying to make him feel like more just at ease, which was cool. You could have tried to attack him, but you were like, this is a person I know of in my past before, which I thought was really cool.
Well, shoot, y'all said all of my
Yep,
options.
mine too.
For what I
Mine
was gonna
too.
say. Gosh. Well, I don't know if this is a favorite moment, but something I thought was interesting was the painting of the elves and the gnomes and the rekindled, and how they're not all necessarily on the same side, but they're all sheltering together, and how they have different interests. It's not just one big amalgamation of the same force because the elves have their own and like own motivations. The rekindled seem like they're just trying to stay safe, and the gnomes are kind of enslaved servants, which I think is interesting. And it was fun to see the humanity in the rekindled because they've been kind of villainized otherwise.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, it was such a great point. I forget who said it. It might have been you, Haven, or maybe you, Sophia.
Oh, it was a month ago.
No. It was,
yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
But it was just a matter of like bringing. No, it was Quentin Blade. He was just like, if we take the rekindled, we're now facing against a goddess. I'm like, you know what? That's a good point. This is a tricky situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some
well,
reference.
since everyone's taken all of my moments, I can at least expand on one specifically, which is what Adam was saying about Lycan's choice to calm number 3. But also, like, I loved the goodbye brother and how that we kind of dipped back into that briefly in 34 when Lycan's trying to talk about this and is speaking with so much empathy and connection to this creature who we've only seen be malicious towards us. And I think it hints at so much in Lycan's past that shapes values that we don't really get to see very often. It was, just very interesting. And I liked it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Absolutely. I was going to say that's a really, really good favorite moment.
Thank you.
Haven.
Well, I would be a liar if I didn't say my favorite part was getting to kick Brian and Sig's ass.
Yeah.
And we'll lead into our little tangent of play testing this. So number 3 has been in the works for an entire year now.
Oh, wow.
Because we're past our year mark and everything like that, and I've had Nick and I have had all of the villains of our big villains planned out since the beginning of the campaign. We've known where they're heading. We know how they connect to each one of our players, which there is a connection for each and every single one of them to an extent. Or if not, there is enough volition in their movements that you have to be paying attention to them, or you'll be left behind. So specifically for number 3, I'm somebody who is always I'm a big Marvel fan. I love the symbiotes. So I have always wanted to create a creature that was very bestial in its own sense. But I also didn't want to take all of like the things that make Venom or Carnage them. But then I also got to take a little bit of inspiration from one of my favorite shows that I even have my phone case is Jujutsu Kaisen.
Nice.
Which, oh my god, I literally just forgot the name of the character.
Hanami?
Yeah, the white with the rose and everything like that. Yep. So this character, if you are not aware, what's their name again?
Hanami?
Yeah, Hanami.
Yeah.
Hanami is this creature / demon of sorts, cursed being of sorts
There you go.
that is made of like all white, not bark, but flesh that then has the ability to control Earth and everything like that. And I thought that was a lovely concept. And then I thought, what would be a really terrifying twist on a classic D&D monster? Take something that everyone knows, a mimic, and turn it into a humanoid that has the ability to create more mimics. So just this like multiplication factor of itself, and we didn't get to dip into that more, and there's so many more things that number 3 can do that we didn't get to go to. But in our playtest, I had originally made it so that number 3 basically had 4 attacks instead of 3 attacks.
Oh.
And if you haven't noticed, obviously it is dexterity saving throws, because this is a creature that has Nick and I draw a lot of our inspiration from anime. We are very big anime fans in general, and we want all of our fights with the players to feel dynamic and feel like they're ever changing. And what better thing than an anime fight to show that? So especially with everyone being 9th level, having 7 7 9th level characters, you have to kind of up things. So what we ended up doing is we had our editor Chloe, Nick, and I run a small little like one shot where we only ran a battle. And there were not as many players, obviously, but they were at a higher level to kind of. I think they were at like 12th level or something like that.
we were at 9.
You were at 9?
We were at 9.
Okay, yeah,
Oh, no.
they were at 9 just to see like how fast can we carve through 9th level players. And Nick was like, "This is definitely going to be like a 2-hour battle," and I was like, "Okay." And it lasted 1 hour, and everyone was dead within the hour.
Oh god.
So we were like, "Yeah, we need to make it only 3 attacks." Because there's just so much damage output, and we changed it so like there's certain effects on certain types of damage that the weapons that their hands morph into can deal. So we got to see one of those. I won't reveal the other things, but we did get to see what the javelin does. Anything that's piercing gets to pierce through things and slow them because it's basically making them bleed or have to watch how they're maneuvering because there's an open wound that can become worse later on.
Yeah.
Take notes.
So that was really fun to be able to finally get to debut this character that we've been working on, and we do have character art for this character that we'll get to post hopefully here soon,
New
and all that jam.
antagonist character profile alert.
I was gonna say I'll have Nick if you want to pull it up. I don't have my phone
yes.
currently because it's being charged, but we'll show all the players the art for Mimic and all that jam here in a second.
Yes.
But well, for number 3. In general, does anyone have any thoughts toward number 3, especially the 2 that got the shit kicked out of them by this character?
Kill him! Start with those guys.
Look, man, it was truly light work. It was just if we had like one more person with us, we'd been all right. We just needed like a little bit of a healer. And
Yeah, I mean,
would've
we probably could have taken the elves too with one more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like with 4 people in total, we would have taken down 3, the elves, and anyone else who wanted to smoke in that moment.
Of course.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah. And you know, these losses hit hard on us, but we come back stronger next time for every game.
Oh my god.
We'll get him next time. Next place.
Yeah. We're gonna recoup, go over our coaching strategy, and
Yeah.
try again harder next time.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's what I was
Absolutely.
thinking too as well.
Actually, Sophia, you have something?
No, I
Are
was
you sure?
just adding to the bit.
Okay. I was actually gonna say, so we're focusing mainly right now on episode 33. We will get to focus a little more on 34 in a second.
Yes.
But for 33, especially since I was just talking with Heath and Jake about this, I'm curious. So everyone else at the table did not get prep time because nobody else saw the rest of the map in advance. As I said in episode 33, Jake and Heath received a picture of the map, and I said, "You have 24 hours to come up with a game plan."
24 hours.
And they were like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah. Good luck." And I literally said, "Good luck."
No, I said, "Don't worry, we'll kick your ass." So
So I'm curious to how
Like
you
that.
two felt from that and what you did so that our viewers at home are aware of like what went into that process, what the mindset was, everything like that.
We were actually already getting lunch when we received it. So we were sitting across from me. We were like, what does he mean? Like, good luck. Like, this is okay. And then Jake lied to me and told me he had the alert feed. So
I thought
was
I
like-
did.
I was like, we're set. Because the essential idea was just run.
Yeah.
That was it. That was truly it.
one more level up for either of my class. Oh wait, no, I'm level 6. Okay, one more level up for Warlock, and I can get the alert feat back.
But essentially,
What?
our plan is what you saw: is me pick up Brian shoot backwards as I run.
Yeah.
We were initially trying to destroy the pillars that held up the cave,
Yeah.
so we could trap the dude in there, 3 in there with, rubble, and then he wouldn't get out totally. But then the pillars were really strong, so that didn't work.
Yeah. Yeah. Found it pretty darn fast. I mean, that's completely fair. Yeah, I was very curious to that side because I gave them literally a day's heads up, and I was just like, I'm curious to what that would behold.
Yeah.
As for episode 34, is there anything we haven't yet touched on that people are curious to delve
my
further into?
Well, so
A
much
lot has
happened. I mean, I'm just in. here's the thing. Here's the thing about me, is that I'm such a freaking wuss when it comes to combat. We all know this. We all know that every time Ari gets in a combat situation, they're like, we gotta leave. We gotta get out of here. How on earth are we gonna win this? I think for the first time, Ari is very warranted in how they feel right now, in that I just truly do not see how we win this. But also, I don't know, last night I was thinking about, here's the twofold. We're not alone in addressing the problems that are, at least this outbreak in the city.
Mm-hmm.
We got all the militia, we have the brass bears, the dwarves. There are other powerful people around. However, the problem is that there's a bounty on our heads, and I don't think anyone values any of us enough to not just want to turn us in. We have a party full of outsiders. Elxidor is maybe the only person who can have some kind of connections that would save his ass.
Hell yeah.
The rest of us are either not from here, or Gail has been, quietly chilling in a religious institution for a while. Maybe there's some people there that would be interested in saving them, but I'm not confident in that. So I'm like, do we leave? I don't know. I guess we're gonna find out what our plan is. But once again, I've come back to, what if we just left? And that's maybe that says something about me, and I don't really know what it is, but maybe I should go over that in therapy.
Hey, there you go.
I mean,
I think. What?
Well, I think it's an often unexplored option. Is like, oh, we could just leave.
Yeah,
because
I'm
often
very staunch about this.
in any game scenario, usually it's okay. You fight the thing or you lose. There's
You
not
can
that third
always
option,
go
so.
somewhere else.
Yeah.
So maybe
think
it's
that's
not
valid.
all bad of an option.
in our next fight, there's we have like every place is probably got a fight, so that's gonna be hard to run.
Yeah,
from.
and we're not going into this with
we have no
spell
clue.
slots,
Nor
nor a plan. I just feel like we'll see what everyone else's characters
fight or
think.
hide.
But I feel like we have to in some way lay low. We can't just jump into whatever. I don't even know what we're facing. So I have a spell. Here's my other thing. I'll preview this. Well, again, we'll see if it's used. I have a spell called Seeming, and I am able to disguise. It literally says any number of creatures in my vicinity. Any number.
Wow.
That feels insane. But any number of creatures in my vicinity, I can kind of do a disguise self type thing on. I can. It has limitations. Like I can't get rid of an amount of limbs. So like Nissa and Sig would still have to have four arms. And I can make people a foot taller or a foot shorter. But it can obscure features, and like that can be looked through. But it's a tool I have in the possibility of laying low in some capacity. I don't know. I'm just deeply curious to see what everyone wants to do, because I love this group, and I love how we all have the intent to try to do what's right, but man, do we always have different ideas of the best way to get there. So
Yeah.
that was me talking a lot. Thanks,
You're all
guys.
good.
I think getting my goal is to get everyone back together, because currently we are split up right now.
You're
I
so
think
right
that's
about
my
that.
goal. I'm like, we got to make it back to our friends. We don't know if they're alive or dead right now.
Yep. Very true.
If I can level up one more time, I can get no.
Level up.
No, because then I can get some sort of I can reach some sort of revivified Jiminy Christmas. I don't remember if it's reviv. God, I don't remember if it's that spell specifically, but there's some sort of resurrection spell I can get, but I doubt we're
If
leveling
we
up
just use
soon.
the outbreak counter to level up. Counter.
This has to lead to a level up.
And
it has to.
just so everyone knows at home, because you can't see what our room currently looks like.
Though I did just post it on our Instagram story.
Yes.
So you'll see if you look at that.
Small preview.
Well,
Yeah, for like
so
4
currently, we are filming this right before we go into episode 35. Wow, crazy. We are filming this right before we go into episode 35, and currently across from all of our players, there's a whiteboard that says outbreak counter with the numbers 1 through 20. It says villains and it says allies, and then there is a rough drawing of the entire city of Conamanther itself. So that's currently what they're looking at, and they have no idea what it's meant for yet, and we will discuss that and tune into episode 35 so you can figure out what that is all about and everything there. But yes.
Nah.
Freaking out.
Yeah, because I think, well, I mean, like, so, like, you know, at the very end, we have, well, thinking about the villains, because the elves and the prisoners are going to be in the city. We have triple threat.
Forgot about them.
We have maybe Urban.
Urban, probably
Maybe
Urban.
Rosalind.
Rosalind, yeah.
Rosalind.
And who was her? What was her associate's name?
Amorn.
Amorn.
Oh!
I don't know.
Oh,
Would
I didn't think
Amorn
about
be
Amorn.
in there?
Yeah.
I don't know.
think Rosalind would run, because that was her original plan. I don't think she would be, I don't know, Haven could.
Hard to know
I
yet.
shrug.
Although, it would be cool to have Abby back as Rosalind.
Yes. God, so good.
But yeah,
Oh my gosh,
more.
yes, please.
We can't guarantee
He's a
who we're gonna
stupid baby.
encounter.
Do we
though.
think
Kick his
Calhoun
ass.
will be here?
Who? What?
Damn.
Damn. Who else have we fought?
The Revenant of Calhoun.
It might.
Epsilon from Free Campaign.
Oh.
He's out.
Sig, you're done for.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Vendetta.
God, it's I love the Sinister Six joke we made back then has come back
Yeah.
to bite us.
This is a
Huge.
little guy private eye level threat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually
Hell
above
yeah.
our grade, but
So above our grade.
Crazy also that we haven't even been to every district. And this what is
Here's
her name?
our chance.
Krista?
Freesta.
Freesta.
Or
Frist.
Frist.
Now Frist.
Frist. It's crazy that Frist like announced over the entire city, some of the places we haven't even been to yet. Little guy, private eye, as if like
Yeah.
everyone knows who we are.
Well, we've been in the news a lot.
Yeah, you've been in the Conamantha Chronicle a lot.
Sure
I don't
have.
know.
Oh yeah, I mean, we discovered the depths and released that on the city.
Yeah.
You guys do have a reputation.
Yeah, that's a big one.
It's never on purpose.
Yeah.
We just find ourselves in these situations.
Yeah,
Man, I can't wait for every single civilian to start attacking us, so they don't get attacked. Man,
mean-
I can't wait.
yeah.
I have an interesting question in general. I don't know if everyone can answer this question. It's okay if you can't figure it out. How do you think, compared to, so since we are like about like we're already past a year in,
Yeah.
how do you think compared to now to our first session,
Mhm.
like your take and your vision of your character has shaped over time?
Yeah. We've definitely talked about this before, but more episodes keep passing, and it is so interesting. I don't know.
Like, is there any ways in which your characters have changed or progressed or evolved in different ways than you anticipated, Leo?
yeah. Leo a lot. Honestly, as a player too, because like I had a whole like my whole idea with Leo is that his wild magic is connected by his emotions, and all the connections that we have with Lycan, which we'll find out at some point more of those things. But like as like going through all of these different sessions, I've been like slowly figuring out at the same time like different things with Leo, like the different like split POVs that he has in his head, like the connection with the elven child, like what, like I've been thinking a lot of just like what it feels to be him a lot, because he is the only non-organic person in this party. He's the only one who doesn't have like to his mind life compared to everyone else. So I'm also balancing with that in my head, and from the first episode I was like being such a scared little guy, and like now I found like that he is, but he also has other emotions as well, and like him like figuring out all of that as well, like taking it from his friends as well. He's been inspired. That's why Joy or Happy Leo is the size of Lycan, because that is where his happiness comes from.
Yeah.
But he's just, there's so many weird things about him that I will go on more whenever we get to more of those story moments with my boy, but he is a wild ride for a wild magic boy. He's I'm excited to see where else we go with him, because
Heck yeah.
he's crazy
Absolutely.
and I love him.
I would say everyone has been able to do this, but I will say, Adam, I truly think that Leo's evolution has felt so natural, even though all of the things have been so crazy that have occurred.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Which is very impressive.
Well, natural for a person who is made of magic.
Yeah, that's what I
of-
mean.
yeah, like any
Yeah.
kind of magic. So, but yeah, his evolution has been very sporadic, but that sporadicness is kind of his normality of what he thinks is
Absolutely.
what he expects of himself to happen.
Yeah.
As well. He yeah.
I mean, I think it has so much to do with you as well, Adam. Like,
Mhm.
truly, you are. I've said this many times. You are one of the like smartest actors I know. Like, genuinely, and I know I'm
Doing
not the
2
only
thumbs up.
person who feels that way. So it's just. Of course, it's going to be natural because you're just so deeply clever and good at what you do. So.
Yeah. I think another thing that with Leo is there's a lot of times this is how I always made my characters. A lot of times, like before, I'd be like, okay, I need to know absolutely everything that this person's going to do, think about possibly their arc and everything. But also as like a person and as like an actual person in life, a lot of times you don't know where your arc's going to go. And a lot of times you have no idea what you're going to turn into. So I kind of just do the backstory and like the starting points and stuff. And I'm like, we'll see where he heads. And then if it turns into me having, split POVs, something to do with this elven child and maybe getting killed by all of the elves, that's, something. And maybe a date with dates,
Yeah.
But characters are not just what you paint on the canvas. It's what's able to spread off of the canvas as well. Like it's not just a square. It's every other shape in the universe as well.
Yeah. Agreed. Yes. Could not say that better. Heath?
My boy.
I was gonna say with Sig, I always had I was like, he's gonna have these like secrets and he's gonna be this and that, and then very quickly I learned it was like, I think Sig's just gonna have to be honest, and I feel like that's become his strongest feature, is just like being honest.
Yes.
And as well as like, I didn't envision him being really fast. I don't know why. And then
Now he's
and
the
then-
Flash.
now he's the Flash, and he's got and all his like. There's all these allusions to running in his life that I didn't even think about until I started dipping into the speed build, and where like there's all these things that he can't run away from that he wants to.
Oh yeah.
No matter how fast you run, Barry, they'll always catch you.
They'll always
Yeah.
catch up to you. I always imagine every time you start like running, you're like, hey, I'm gonna move. I imagine you get in the position, and then it's like the frames of like the floor just going and boom,
Yeah.
like blasting off, like
Yes.
wind frames going past you.
I really think that metaphor for him running
Yeah.
is like, I think we've talked about it off podcast.
We have.
But I think it's just so beautiful to like see how that has formed
Mm-hmm.
without you even trying.
No, yeah. Just fell into it, kind of like how Adam was like things evolve and you don't know which way it's gonna go.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't have predicted that in like a million years.
Oh yeah.
Me?
No, you don't have to go. I can talk too,
I was gonna
because
say,
I was having some thoughts.
I can.
What?
Yeah.
If we're going around the table, I
Yeah,
certainly have
hop
stuff. I
around,
just wasn't
go
sure if
for
that's
it.
what we were doing.
We're hopping.
Go for it. You're good.
Yeah, I mean, Brian going exactly how I thought he would.
Exactly how you thought.
Um,
Yeah.
becoming a better person, whole demon thing. I played on that from the beginning.
Hey, he's not Spider-Man.
A
Good
little
job.
bit. Just a little he is. He can walk on the ceiling now.
He can go whoop with his sword.
But no, I mean, obviously things have gone a little different than I originally planned. I wasn't planning on there being a demon in his life at all. That just sort of obviously happened. But I think I really don't know where he would be now without that, or if he would even still be interesting, because it would kind of just be a more like cookie cutter, redemption arc. Oh, he's becoming a better person. Oh, good for you. But now it's sort of like he's literally fighting his demons to try and become better, but it's so much easier to just give in and make deals to get everything done.
Yeah.
So
Well put.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, once you start, it's hard to stop.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the
That's
demons.
But also he has so much care and good intent in the midst of it. It's morally gray.
He actively
Ooh.
submits himself to his almost addictive tendencies to help others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, he also is 17, and I think
Yeah.
we don't remember this.
This
It makes
17-year-old's got a demon in his head and a
Yeah.
bat for a pet.
well.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like have a 17-year-old having a demon in their head is kind of real.
That is just
Yeah.
that's just middle school.
Middle school.
17 in middle school.
That's my high school.
I hate to break this.
He got held back.
I was held back a lot. No. 17 in high school. That's just high school life for a teenager.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh Lord.
Oh my god. Campaign casters, high school AU. One. I'm gonna start writing
Oh,
this in my
God.
brain.
oh gosh, I'm in high school.
That's what Leo says every morning. I'm in high school.
I'm in high school.
Sophia, do you have anything?
I think Lycan started very selfish out of necessity to for self-preservation reasons, and I think has become more selfless. I don't know. I think Lycan hasn't changed a whole bunch, and I think that fits though.
Yeah.
Because I think I think her stubbornness has affected other people in interesting ways, but I think she's not changed a whole lot. I mean, maybe other people have observations, but I feel like she's been fairly consistent. She's maybe less sheltered and less closed off than she used to be.
I
Yeah.
think the way she forms relationships with other people has changed.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because I obviously don't know all of your backstory, but I know she was very tied to Leo for
Mhm.
kind of
Yeah.
exclusively for a long time. And I think there's been a deepening of relationships, I think especially with Brian and with Gail. That
Yes, that's true.
is I think that's what I've observed the most with her evolution. But I agree that she's kind of been the same in a lot of ways. But I think that's interesting in itself. Not everyone has to have dramatic changes.
Absolutely.
Shrug.
Do you think there's a question for Sophia. Do you think the seasons thing that you were doing before is going to keep affecting?
Yeah.
Lycan?
I mean, we're still in fall as far as
Yes.
I know. So
Yeah.
she's still more stubborn, more
However, I will tell you that
grumpy,
you
more.
did see as snowflakes are starting.
Oh, that is true.
Damn,
Winter
that
is
was
True, I
coming.
need to remember what happens with winter.
She starts
so-
crying
We
constantly.
gotta move it somehow.
Yeah.
But I think she's become more open, and I think largely she's
The flower has bloomed.
more empathy.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That is
Passed on.
true.
Gail?
Yeah. I mean, I think the thing that was the biggest deviation from how I expected to play Gale was that they let go of their religion a lot faster. I very much built them to be very staunch in their beliefs there, but I think in a lot of ways it makes sense. They didn't feel they've never felt embraced by their environment. You know, I think they look for an order and a moral compass, and they're forming their own morals slowly. But if they have something else to guide them, why would they hold on to this thing in the same way? I don't know. I've talked a lot about their maturing and truly having to grow up in a new way, and the loss of childhood, especially with the whole thing with their parents. And I think, yeah, I it just came, and maybe part of that is me, because I'm not a religious person, and I was very much brought up to take what you can, what resonates with you from different beliefs, and I feel like Gail's just doing that naturally, and because maybe that's just because that's who I am, but it's fun to kind of live that in more real time, because that was just literally the way I was raised, because my mom is culturally Jewish, spiritual, likes to learn about things. My dad's like a religious intellectual, and he knows all the things from a technical perspective. So I don't know. It's like I'm living that in a different way through this character. I think one of the things that came up really naturally that I think seems so planned. This is more like a fun fact. I did not initially plan for Gail to have the feelings, have romantic feelings for Toby, and I think that became so important. And I'm so excited to have one of my best friends in real life, Peyton, is now voicing Toby, and I'm so excited for those lines to get in because I think that's gonna emphasize that relationship and that tension even more.
Yeah.
It's just really cool. So I would say that's a little more of a fun fact thing. And then of course, the imposing forces of the parents and everything. But yeah, I would say those are the main things of like them letting that go a lot faster and
Absolutely.
it not being such a crisis, their loss of faith. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're finding more faith in themselves.
Hell yeah.
Finger guns.
Elxidor?
Elxidor Venales. I think Elxidor is pretty simple, but I think I'm when it comes to character creation, I think I'm actually the opposite of Adam when it comes to it. Because for the characters that I like to build, I like to try and have like a somewhat end game or like a turning point for their character at the very least. And with Elxidor, I think at this point, and what I was trying to do, like one of my goals that I wanted him to lose his oath or change his oath or something like that to the extent. Because I think there's not a lot of shows where you see that. I think Critical Role did that, right? Did because
Yasha does
Yeah, I was
that.
gonna say, I
campaign
think.
2 with Ford.
Ford and Yasha.
Oh yeah, Ford and
And Cast Party Nocturne. You
Oh,
guys
did
need
they?
to listen to, yes.
Oh my God.
I guess
Spoilers
it's
if you haven't
not a new
listened to
thing.
that, but one of the
Gee.
characters oh my God, I love that series. Anyone, if you have not listened to Cast Party Nocturne, it might be my favorite thing they've ever created. It's so hard because I love everything they do, but
Yeah.
Nocturne is so good, and there was an awesome oath break in that. So go
Oh, that's
listen to
good.
it. It's
Very
really cool.
Yeah. Or I think what also is, I think Elxidor is now at a pretty good point because of how silent he was. But no, like I think the gravity of what he upholds and represents has been there throughout the entire all the arcs. But I think he like now with this city and its thing, looking at it now, looking at the Oath of the Crown tenets, I have courage. You must be willing to do what needs to be done for the sake of order, even in the face of overwhelming odds. Because
Looked at the
if you
map.
don't act, then who will? So I'm like, well, shit. But I think if he doesn't change his or lose his oath, I think he will definitely sacrifice himself. And I think like for me, I love character death.
Me too.
I'm always for it. It rarely happens for me. But I
because
want
I'm a
to
softie.
experience.
Keep that
Yeah.
in mind.
I want to, and I mean, Haven doesn't like to kill characters.
I
so.
hate killing people.
Please don't
hate it.
kill me.
I love getting people right to the brink of it.
Yeah,
Oh, that's fun for sure. For sure.
yeah. But what really inspired Elxidor was when I was playing Baldur's Gate. I did a paladin because I thought it was cool. But when you're introduced to the Oathbreaker paladin that comes to be like, you've broken your oath, and you talk to him, and he tells you the story that he had a very similar, I forget what exactly the oath was, but he served a person for like his king, that initially was good, but then like the king over time became a corrupt lord, and he would slay like hundreds of in the name of his oath. And it was at a point where he's like, this, like, I love the concept of he's still serving his oath, he's not breaking it, but he knows he's doing evil, and he chose to go away from that oath, so he shouldn't do that anymore and save the people, repent. So I love that concept of a character, and I really wanted Elxidor to at least have those themes at some point throughout the campaign, so that I think that would be very fulfilling. But also, like, you know, if he has to sacrifice himself, I think that would be a really good moment for those types of people that do not grow up from like good areas, but have like the best heart and want to see good in the world. And sometimes, you know, those people don't get to see like fucking Red versus Blue. What is it? End of season 13. Where it's like he doesn't know if his sacrifice will make a difference, but he's just got to have faith at the end.
Yeah.
They made 13 seasons.
Oh,
of
They
Red
yeah.
have more. Yeah, they have more.
Oh yeah.
God damn.
But I'm a believer that
Isn't
it
that
ended
the
at
one in Halo?
season 13. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to watch that.
I've only seen
Oh,
the first
it's
season.
It's so good.
folks at home. Red versus Blue, in my opinion, up until season 13
Mhm.
is good.
Yeah.
After season 13, you're just like, okay.
Yeah. But no,
Oh.
I love all those things.
Heck yeah. I will say
Add that to my
for
list.
Nissa, I haven't gotten to focus on Nissa that much this arc. So I haven't really gotten to see a lot of growth. And that's just because this arc has had so much shit
So
that
much
has not had to lead into anything Nissa wise.
I know. I need
Except
more
with adamantine
Nissa.
I was gonna
arrows.
say the adamantine arrows was the main thing that I
we
think.
just don't have time to
Yeah.
ask about it yet.
No, I understand. And I think that's been fine. Like, I think right now, like, Nissa is not that focus. There have been, obviously, I'm clearly guiding people into focuses of different backstories and all that jam. So I've been content with where they are at the current moment, and that they have changed. They've begun to be more trusting and be out of their shell more than they had in the beginning of it and everything like that. But there's still this level of mystery, and I think that's what I love about Nissa right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, I like the ideas when we swap back and forth because like arc 2, we started to see that Nissa growth, but
Yeah.
like, like we just started to see it and the mystery come unfolding, and then it's like, okay, you got a taste of that. Now it's back to like, but I do think that like in that arc, at the end of that arc, there was a new level that Nissa and the party now has a comfortability of. And then there's still mystery to it.
Yeah.
But then for arc 3 now it's like, okay, Nissa, there's like a line where now Nissa's at that everyone has an understanding of. But then the next arc, I'm excited to see what happens next.
Absolutely.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
would.
So cool.
I would say, like, because we've already established, and I think we established this a lot in like arc 2, especially when there was like the differences between Lycan and Nissa in like going to talk with Ularis and everything like that. Like, Nissa has very clearly been a person who always gets the job done,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not about them until the job is done.
Yeah.
And because there's always job, of course, of course, you never see Nissa talking about themselves other than in the moments of respite or the moments of clearly this task is done.
Mhm.
I think that's something that Gale is starting to do more in observing someone like Nissa.
Yeah.
To at least to the best of their ability.
Yeah.
I'm just making that connection. I have a follow-up question. How do you think Annika has grown?
That's a great question. Honestly, I will like straight up admit that sometimes I do forget Annika exists.
Yes.
As with most
quipping,
pets in
obviously.
Yeah,
D&D, I
that's-
feel like that happens.
Yeah. So, but honestly, I do think I've played Annika as like a goofy big cat a lot of the time. Like Annika's very good at what Annika does, but I also do think the fact that Annika isn't brought up a lot also is a testament to how good Annika is at stealth.
Yeah.
Sure,
Oh yeah, I like that.
It, like that's how I've thought about it. Is like
Yeah.
you just don't realize that there's a big cat following you because it's a black cat that's almost like your shadow.
Yeah.
That though they're the size of like a big tiger, like
Yeah.
you just don't recognize that they're there because her footprints and footsteps are so light that why would you be paying attention to this big beast even though it's bigger?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's so much going on. That, like, it's not like Annika's gonna say like, "Hey guys, I think we should have this play." Like that's not gonna happen. And like, anytime that we see Nissa interacting with Annika, it's through a loving outlet,
Mhm.
and it's through just like unconditional love of they are just living their life together.
I just
And you
remembered
don't
it,
need to
yeah.
harp on that. What were you gonna say?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're all good. Go ahead.
I just remembered another moment that I liked that I completely forgot about. Non-detection rune on Sam.
Yes!
that was
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
I should have remembered
That was really cool. I just
Write that
remembered
down,
this
maybe.
now. And Lycan, what
Got washed away.
I guess I could turn this into a question of what was it like for Lycan trying a different kind of rune casting? I don't know if there's a deep answer to that.
Didn't
but-
work.
Yeah,
I still detected him.
I think it opened a new pathway of like, oh, I don't have to do it the
You don't have to carve into your own body.
awful way I learned how to do this. I think she
Ooh.
thinks her way is more powerful still.
Mhm.
And probably that's just because, well, I had to suffer so much for this, so there must be a reason why it's better, you know. But I think it's something she'll explore. I don't know how the mechanics of that would work with a shift to a different style of rune casting.
I would
Ultimately,
but say as a DM that if you wanted to change from an incantemic to something else, then we could talk about that.
Ooh.
like it's also so stubborn. I don't know. I have to.
That's
Yeah.
so
No.
And Sophia is stubborn, so I will figure it.
I'm
I'll
just
figure
throwing that
out.
your way.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it felt different. I think it was like, whoa, this is a new option. Lycan wasn't thinking it was going to work. Sophia wasn't thinking it was going to work, and then it worked. So,
Yeah.
Possibility.
I think she recognizes a new, ability in Sig. Whereas before she was like, oh, that's a cute little hobby he's taking up. He's just copying me. But now it's like, oh, this actually has, this has merit.
I love that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I have another question for everyone involved. Now that we've gone round robin. And obviously this is geared toward Gael, but I am curious toward everyone's thoughts on it. So
Yeah.
Gael, you found red and blue fur of this beast called the Krelkin.
I can't talk about it.
Yes.
So I'm just curious, like, what's everyone's thoughts? Like, revealing that there was this fur of these anti-magic-ish beasts that you found.
I don't know if I have a ton of thoughts beyond just, oh, good to know they have. I mean, I think it's a testament to the resourcefulness going on with the elves because they found another thing to impact magic if it nullifies spells. Because there's definitely been a few places we've been where suddenly magic doesn't work, and I'm going to be honest, I don't remember all of them.
This is
Like,
true.
Elxidor was trying to cast something somewhere and it wasn't working, and I can't
But the
remember.
runes still worked, right?
The runes work, but the
So-
runes are different.
Right.
And I keep trying to remember that because I, as Ari, don't know all the ways in which they're different, and I think none of us do. I think that's the DM secret of it all.
Absolutely.
But I'm just continuing to treat them as if it's completely different and works in completely different rules because so far it kind of seems that way. Yeah, I mean, I also wonder if that points to a direction they're coming from.
Yeah.
I need to look at our big map, but I don't know what to do on a deeper level with that information yet, but I'm certainly storing it.
Oh, good. Adam?
This is before this Arcane Recovery. I was asking Heath, like, can't blood hunters like trace blood and then be able to see what sort of altercation happened? And I think you said you couldn't. But like I was thinking, like, okay, because there was blood in one of the cages. If you were able to like read that blood and then see what happened, like, because you can get a vision as a blood hunter to see what other altercation happened that caused this blood to come
improvised
out.
rune.
Also, an improvised rune could do that. But that I was thinking about that. I was like, oh, we could see what like kerfuffle happened that maybe will tell us where they're at now.
Yeah.
Is that a Ghost Slayer thing?
It might be a Ghost Slayer thing. It
I
might
thought it
be a
was a-
specific type of subclass. that
I
can
think
do
so
it.
because I could have sworn that I like blood hunters could do that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know, but that was one of the ideas whenever I thought of the animal as well. I was like, ooh, if you could see the animal first that was taken off,
Absolutely.
some form of altercation to see what, then you could see what the animal is.
Very, very true. I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
I have two.
Yeah, Nick?
One, I wanted to potentially interrupt you, Haven, but I thought I really wanted to kind of have this moment, but it would have been hilarious
Oh, yes.
whenever we went into Glint, or the other party went into Glint to bust it down, I thought it'd been really funny
Bust it down. Bust a move.
if we had a moment where all of us, like real life people, were in that party and we had like a night off from our Wheelbrooks Arrow,
A night
and we're
off.
like,
We were there.
oh man, we on our night off.
God damn it.
Oh
That's
man,
funny.
we work at a restaurant and we're part of the guard.
Well, no, we were.
No,
we
he
were
was,
just
he was
partying.
saying that part, like the restaurant workers that are us had their
Oh.
day off and went to the rave bar Glint in their time off
Oh,
together,
yeah.
And then
then
got shut down.
Yeah,
got
bust-
I thought you were
shut
saying that we
down.
were guards as well. I was like,
Yeah.
dang, we're a very impresario right now.
But the other thing I think we all might have forgotten is that Brian made a deal to steal a book.
He did do that.
I
A
didn't
dang
forget.
darn, another dang darn diddly deal.
Well,
I'm
Oh.
scared on what near once with that book and what will happen once that book is claimed.
Oh, I'm scared too, but I'm gonna give it to him.
yeah. Because what the fuck is he
Over
gonna do
Lycan's
if you
dead
don't?
body.
Huh? What?
Well, from a character perspective, Brian thinks Sig has the book, so he's not going to Lycan to ask. He's gonna ask Sig, and hopefully Sig recognizes that the book he's looking for is the one that Lycan has.
No, I'm probably gonna give you Whitmore's book.
Oh boy.
Oh, does he not want Whitmore's? Does he
No,
want...
he wants the one that Lycan has.
Yeah, he wants Whitmore's book because you have Tito's.
Or I meant I meant
yeah,
I have
Tito's,
Yeah, that's what I was
Lycan has
You have
Whitmore's book.
Ah.
Adam, you are right. I have a feature called Grim Psychometry that I can use when I can use to recall information about the sinister or tragic history of an object you're touching.
The only reason I know that is
That's
because
good to know.
Yeah, I know.
That's
I
really good to know.
It could have
definitely
been
missed
so
that.
useful.
Yeah.
I don't know when, but it probably
no,
could have.
literally, like anytime anyone's murdered, I could have just been like, "Oh, that's what
Yeah,
happened."
relive
Yep.
the whole thing.
Yeah,
You could have used that for the Terrabin.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
could have
but,
used that for so many things. Well, I feel like that would
well,
have.
there you go.
Oh,
would have
I-
been the fun in that.
No, I mean for Arc 2, I wanted to
But
make
good to
sure
know.
that you guys
Good
did
to
not
know.
have Speak with the Dead available
man.
because that was like the crux of the entire
hey, who killed you, Rosalind?
shit.
Oh,
God.
Oh,
Russell.
completely
Can you
foiled
imagine?
Could have
plan.
found somebody who
Dude.
could speak with the dead, though. We could have.
Oh.
I mean, there was Yago.
Well, we kind of.
It's okay. In hindsight, I wasn't even thinking about that as a thing I had. To be
But
fair,
good to know.
good to know now.
And you can use it in the future. You're welcome to
that's
use it.
yeah. It's such a cool. The only reason I found that out was because I was reading through Daggerheart stuff and I read through the Blood Hunter class they have in the Void, and that was one of the skills. And I was like,
Very
is that just a
neat.
normal thing they can do? And then I was watching Mighty Nine,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that's a similar thing Molly Muck does.
Yep. True. Very true.
True.
But does everyone feel recovered?
I do.
You mean you're not ready for that?
You know what would make me feel recovered if we had a long rest?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
No.
Oh no! All the prisoners are breaking.
I'm actually okay. I don't need a long rest.
But without further ado, until next time, be careful adventuring. If you get tired, come back home.
If you have a home left.
Oh, God.